Hello Year 10. Today we're going to be looking at something called the Royal Commission and what their role was in improving conditions in Scutari. So what I want you to do first of all today is just to make sure that you've got the equipment that you're going to need. So you are definitely going to need some sort of highlighter or colour for today's work, and of course your normal writing pen. Once you've done that, you can have a go at doing a brain dump of anything that you can remember to do with the historic environment so far. So think back to everything you've learnt, and perhaps let's see if you can just jot down anything that you can remember without looking back. So pause here, complete those tasks, and then come back. Okay, so what you're going to do today is you're going to be looking at the information on the Royal Commission. So you'll need to turn in your booklets to the first page, which says the Royal Commission on it. And that is where you're going to start for today's task. We're going to be reading through this, but as we read through, you're going to highlight any important information. But what you are also going to do is check for any unknown words, and it is absolutely fine, as many as you need to check for. You can search those up on the internet. My trick sometimes is that if I want a really simplified version of a definition for a word, I might search up the word and then add for kids. So for example, if I wanted to find out what the word commission meant, I might Google commission definition for kids, and it comes up with a much simpler version rather than some of the random stuff that you can get. So I'm going to take you through some of what I'm expecting you to do now. We're going to look at the first couple of paragraphs together, and then you're going to do the rest of that on your own. So let's have a look at the first couple of paragraphs. I've got my highlighting tool here, so you can use your highlighter, or you can use your highlighter, sorry. So it says, to Nightingale, the greatest tragedy of the Crimean War was the British Army's failure to protect the health of soldiers or to assist in their recovery. So far, I don't think I've got anything particularly important. I might say about the Army's failure to protect the health of soldiers. On returning to Britain in 1856, so we know that Nightingale returned to Britain in 1856, and haunted by the alarming loss of life in the Crimea, she devoted her energies into researching the preventable deaths in the Crimea. So this is what she's doing afterwards. So notice I'm not highlighting everything, I'm only taking key information. With the support of Queen Victoria, the government set up a Royal Commission into the health of the army. So straight away I'm thinking I'm not entirely sure what this word commission is, perhaps. So I'm going to go and research this word. And once I've found out the definition, in fact, let's research it together. Yeah, I do want to keep those. So we'll go to a new page in Google. We will search up the word commission, and we'll do, like I said, so we'll do commission, definition for kids, and then hopefully we'll get a nice simple definition here. So it says, an order of granting power to perform various acts or duties, a certificate that gives military or naval rank. He received his commission in the army. So it's giving someone something or a granting of power. So basically it's a group that's been granted power. So I'm going to go back to my highlighting, and I'm going to add that in. So a commission is a group that has been granted power. Okay. So leading statisticians, that's a very difficult word to say. I challenge you to see if you can say that 3 times very quickly. Statisticians. So statisticians are basically people who run numbers. So they look at the facts and figures. So we'll add that in. So they look into the statistics. So our statisticians are William Farr and Thomas Graham Balfour. So they, together with John Sutherland of the Sanitary Commission, so this is a Royal Commission and a Sanitary Commission, are helping Florence Nightingale to analyse a huge amount of army data. The truth she uncovered was shocking. 16,000 of the 18,000 deaths were not due to battle wounds, but to preventable diseases spread by poor sanitation. So sanitation is things to do with hygiene, like sanitary conditions, think about that wording, and similar root words. So things to do with hygiene and cleanliness. And you can see that I'm really taking my time on this. I'm thinking very carefully about the things that I'm including, and I'm going into detail on bits where I pick up perhaps words that aren't familiar. So the reality hit that she had provided cleaner surroundings and greater comfort, but she had not saved their lives. So this is important. This commission finds that even though Florence Nightingale did make a difference in some cases and she made things better for them, she didn't necessarily at that point save people's lives. The work of the Royal Commission showed that unsanitary living conditions leading to endemic diseases such as typhus and cholera were the main reason for high mortality. So this is basically saying that no matter what Florence Nightingale did, those unsanitary living conditions were causing soldiers to die. However, I've come across this word here, endemic. So let's have a look at what that means. So I'll go back to my Google, and I'm going to use the same search, but I'm going to put in the word endemic. Right, so it's come up with endemism, but that's not really the word I'm looking for. So let's try this one. So it says endemic is common in, native to, or restricted to a given place or population. So endemic means it's only found in that area, okay? So whereas a pandemic is found everywhere, an endemic is only found in that particular place. So it's limited in this particular instance to Crimea. Now that doesn't mean that cholera and typhus can only be found in Crimea. What it means in this instance is that we have a localized disease. Okay, so they're not getting this from just picking it up from anywhere. It's not like a cold. This is happening because of the conditions. So a disease which is localized to one particular place. Okay, so you can see what I'm asking you to do here in terms of the highlighting. You can see that I'm asking you to elaborate on certain things that come up that we might not be sure about, and I've showed you some really good ways to find out the definitions for those words. If you're not sure on the definitions for those words, then please do get in touch, because sometimes even Google doesn't get it right, as you saw just then. So have a go at reading through. You've got about 2.5 pages to read through, and then come back once you've finished your highlighting. So pause here, complete your highlighting and your annotations, and then come back. Okay, so hopefully you have completed your annotations now. Your final task today is to take into account everything that you've looked at so far about the Royal Commission, and to summarise your reading into no more than 6 key points. Now you can do that either as bullet points with information written, you could draw pictures that demonstrate your learning, or you could do a combination of both. But the key factor here is that you are not including any more than 6 bits of information. So you need to boil down all of those 2.5 pages into what is the most important information. Okay, so by the end of today's lesson, you should have completed the reading, you should have highlighted and added any information for new vocabulary that you didn't understand, and you should have given me a summary of 6 key points. If you have any questions or you need any help, please let me know. If you would like to practice saying the word statisticians, then also please let me know. Have a lovely day and good luck.